Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Hypixel Skyblock Hardmode series. And guys, I am very excited to get into today's episode. I have a bunch of different things planned. I think it'll be a really interesting one. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for the whole thing, as it should be a fun time. But as always, if you guys are enjoying this series up to this point and you have not already hit that subscribe button, please do consider doing so. We are of course on the road to 100,000 subscribers, trying to hit that by the end of this year. So it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the subscribe button. And hey, if you change your mind at any time, you can just hit the unsubscribe button and you're good to go. But yeah guys, some very interesting changes have been made to Skyblock over the past couple of days. I'm going to be getting into those in just a second here, but first off, I need to follow up on what we did in the last episode. So if you guys remember, I made a big deal about this Shadow Assassin armor with the Superior Dragon chestplate as a substitute for that Shadow Assassin chestplate. And we did some testing and found out that this was in fact a better setup for damage than the setup I had currently been using. But in the comments of that episode, you guys actually gave me a couple suggestions that, in your opinion, will make this setup even better. So to start off here, I'm going to be testing those suggestions out. So as a baseline, with the setup we were using in the last episode, obviously the 3-4 Shadow Assassin and the Superior chestplate, I am doing, looks like anywhere from 56 to like 63k to these crit goals. It's actually a pretty wide range right there. But then the really strange suggestions you guys gave to me, which I'm interested to see if they're going to work here, is to take off the Superior Dragon chestplate and instead use a Zombie Knight chestplate. Because as you can see here, the Zombie Knight chestplate gives a ton of strength. My Superior gives 20 strength and the Zombie Knight is giving 46. Now on the flip side of things, this only gives 14% crit damage compared to the 28% given by Superior, but obviously that extra strength should help a lot more than the extra crit damage would. And for those of you wondering where the heck I got the Zombie Knight chestplate from in the first place, I actually just had one sitting around. Because if you guys remember, when I was trying to get the sniper bow, I mentioned that I usually only keep my good dungeon drops. And I guess for some reason, I considered Zombie Knight chestplates to be good dungeon drops because I have a bunch of them laying around here. And the reason I went with this one in particular was because it had the highest base strength of 38 as compared to the other two I had in here. This one's 31 base and this one was only 26. So now I'll go ahead and test out my damage with just this change. 65k, so that was definitely out of the range before. 63k, so yeah, definitely a small increase. Doesn't seem to be like a huge one though, as I might have been expecting. Probably only going to come out to about like 2,000 to 3,000 more damage on average. But hey, if it's better, it's better. I'll go ahead and use it. And then the other very strange change recommended was to not even use the Shadow Assassin helmet and to instead replace it with a Tarantula helmet. The reason for this being, even though the Tarantula helmet doesn't give very good strength or crit damage stats in comparison to the Shadow Assassin helmet, it has the extra bonus of radioactive right at the bottom there, where you get plus 1% crit damage per 10 strength. And so right now, when I'm holding my Livid Dagger, I have about 670 strength, which means that it should be giving me a bonus 67% crit chance from the radioactive bonus. So let's see if this checks out with the damage test now. 59k, actually, I don't know. 66k right there, 67k. All right, so it seems again to be like another 1 to 2,000 boost in damage. Nothing crazy, but if it's the best setup, I'll go ahead and use it. And I mean, honestly, again, if you're like a normal player on a budget, I would imagine the Zombie Knight chestplate is much cheaper than a Superior or a Strong Dragon chestplate, and likewise the Tarantula helmet is probably even cheaper than a Shadow Assassin helmet. So this right here has got to be like an insanely cheap setup to get, and it clearly does a lot of damage. Oh, and one other quick thing I did want to point out is last episode I was getting like roasted by people in the comments for the amount of damage I was doing, because people say like they use unstable armor and do like close to the same amount of damage here. But what I wanted to say was that the Livid Dagger is not about how much damage you're doing in just like one crit hit. It's all about that plus 100% attack speed. So even though I might only do like 60,000 to 70,000 damage per hit, when I'm doing like a Slayer fight where I'm hitting the enemy multiple times, I'm doing twice as many hits. So my damage really comes out to closer to like, 120,000 when compared to the average player. So yeah, just thought I'd put that out there so you guys don't get too full of yourselves, okay? I know anyways my damage is not anything special, but it's still better than like unstable armor or something, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then one of the changes that was made to Skyblock recently that I want to show off, guys, is we've got the first ever special candidate for mayor in the election cycle. So you can see him right here, Scorpius. His first perk is absolutely insane. if you vote for him and he wins, which currently he's at 96% of the votes, so he's gonna win, he will give you 1 million coins as a token of gratitude, which means whenever Scorpius gets elected, as long as you voted for him, you're just gonna get a free 1,000,000 coins for doing nothing. And then on top of that, his second perk here is really, really cool. Unfortunately, I have a feeling it's not gonna benefit me very much, but while he's mayor, there's gonna be 6 items in the dark auction as opposed to the usual 4, I think it is. And on top of that, he's gonna be giving some special items out, which means that there's gonna be some never before seen brand new items coming to Skyblock. Now, the reason I don't think that that'll be very meaningful to me is because, of course, if there's brand new items, all the very, very rich players are gonna be bidding on them. And even though, you know, my bank stash here up to like 25 million coins, starting to look better than maybe it once did, that's probably not going to be enough to compete with the very, very rich people. So yeah, even though I will most likely not be able to get my hands on those brand new items, it'll still be cool, like, you know, just to have them in the game, I guess. Now, speaking of mayors though, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, Paul is the current mayor and he is pretty much just like a dungeons mayor. And as I've mentioned in the past as well, I have not yet really had a chance to do many floor 5s or floor 6 dungeon runs. So with Paul being the current mayor elected, now would be a really, really good time to start doing some of those. Unfortunately though, as I've been trying to do those runs, I've run into a few issues. The first of those issues being that in terms of floor 5 loot, now that I have the Live Dagger and 3/4 the Shadow Assassin, the only thing I'd really even be interested in getting anymore is the Shadow Assassin chestplate, and this is such a rare drop that I could do like 150 runs and still not get it. And even if I did get super, super lucky and managed to pull it, it really would not be that much of a help for me considering I play the mage class. So that obviously brings me to floor 6, where there actually is a bunch of items I'd like to get from it. For example, this entire Necromancer Lord set would be awesome for me to get. Also, the summoning ring that you can pull in floor 6 would be awesome to get. And as you can see here, I have managed to successfully complete 2 floor 6 runs with some friends. But one major issue I'm having at the moment is I die very, very easily during that boss fight, like insanely easy, which obviously I could just have like my friends or some viewers like carry me through. I could die as many times as I need to and, you know, just get the loot anyway. But as you guys know, this is the hard mode series. It'd be kind of stupid to allow myself to just get carried by a bunch of high level players through all the dungeons content. So that only leaves me with the option to just create a better setup for that boss fight. And thanks to some help from a viewer of my friend's studio stream, I think I have an idea of something we can try. So currently the setup I run dungeons with is really, really bad for defense. It's obviously good for intelligence and decent for health, but defense is what matters the most when it comes to not dying. And of course, the setup I use here is 3/4 adaptive and shadow goggles. So now the first adjustment I'm going to be making is no longer using these adaptive leggings and no longer using these adaptive boots. Instead, I'm going to replace them with the legendary zombie soldier leggings I think I got like 2 or 3 months ago at this point, and with these legendary zombie soldier boots I just pulled yesterday during some floor 5 runs. And the reason this will be a massive improvement is because you can see here, my necrotic adaptive leggings in dungeons have 220 defense, whereas the zombie soldier leggings have 430, so literally almost double that. And similarly with the boots, the adaptive ones had 165, the zombie soldier ones have 281, again almost double. Now for now, I am going to be losing 10 intelligence on each piece because these are reforged to wise, whereas before the adaptive was reforged to necrotic. But I'm pretty sure necromancer brooches are a super, super common drop on either like floor 1 or floor 2, so if this setup ends up working, then I can obviously look into upgrading this reforged to necrotic instead, and it'll actually be even better for intelligence than before. Now, unfortunately, I do not currently have a better chestplate to use than the adaptive one, so we're gonna have to just be sticking with this one for now. But then finally, the very, very wonky adjustment I'm gonna be making is purchasing a Mender's Fedora. And of course, since this thing uses Undead Essence, I'm going to immediately upgrade it to 5 stars because Undead Essence is really, really easy to get. But the reason I wanted the Mender's Fedora here is because of its ability. Any healing on other players and yourself is doubled while in dungeons. So throughout the normal part of the floor 6 dungeon run, just clearing the regular rooms, I'm not going to be using the Mender's Fedora because I'd much, much rather have the shadow goggles where I can deal plus 60% damage. But when it gets to that final boss room and my priority switches from doing as much damage as possible to just trying to survive, that will be a perfect time for me to switch over to this Mender's Fedora and start doubling the amount of healing I'm getting. Now, with that being said, this is a new setup and strategy that I have not yet tested. So it's entirely possible that it's just not going to work at all. But of course, there is only one way to find that out. So I'm going to get into a party with some friends. We'll hop into a floor 6 dungeon run, and I will see you guys in the boss fight. All right, guys, we're in the the boss room. I only died once in the regular floor 6 room, so it should be okay. Obviously, now we gotta employ the strat of getting these golems dead right away. Oh, wait, and I gotta switch over to my Mender Fedora right now. Okay, so this should give me the double healing now. Hopefully, all goes well here. I'm definitely nervous. I guess worst case scenario, I could just switch to tank class. Then my left-click mage would be pretty much useless, but I mean, maybe it'll be worth it just to be able to survive and continue to play floor 6s. Because I'm totally fine on, like, the regular part of the floor, obviously. It's just when we get here, you'll see that it gets a little bit tough. Okay, but the golems are dead. Now, on this part, I know if I let these things hit me too much, they can still be very, very damaging. But we'll see, we'll see. Hopefully the Mender's Fedora helps me out. I'm definitely taking damage here. Can I hang in there? Oh, no, dude. I got annihilated still. Jeez, man. Maybe we might have to try the tank strategy because this is just not working out. I'm going to have to be getting carried super, super hard. There we go again, man. Like, can't even survive for 2 seconds. I think we have to try the tank strategy and see if we can pull that off. Because during the boss fight, I'm just, maybe just run. Maybe that's a strategy for mages during this boss fight, is to just run. I mean, hey, they got the work done. I don't know. Okay, well, we made it out of the terracotta segment. 2 deaths, definitely less than optimal, but we made it out of it. Now we're on the giants part, which here, I think as long as I avoid them, we should be pretty much good to go. All right, cool. We made it out of there. Still got an S+ thanks to all the bonus points you get from Paul as well. Now, hopefully what will happen here is I will get a piece of necromancer armor, which will definitely help me get carried a little bit harder. Let's see. All right, unfortunately was not able to get a necromancer piece. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and just play like a tank mage just for the sake of surviving on this next run, and I'll see if maybe that's viable. Okay guys, attempt number 2. I've made a small change to the strategy. So I replaced the adaptive chestplate with a zombie knight chestplate 5-starred because it has a little bit more defense, so hopefully that helps out. And then I'm also gonna be using a bit of a different strategy for the terracottas that allows me to survive, but we'll see. If this still doesn't work, just gonna have to rethink things and go back to floor 5 and try and get something that can help me survive. But I think my key on this strategy is just gonna be to try and push myself up against the back of this portal as much as I can and use my live a dagger with the left click to try and lifesteal. I mean, I'm gonna push myself up against the wall as much as I can and just spam the left click, man. If I can keep myself alive here, that would be big. Come on, come on, come on. We're hanging in there, kind of. Oh, dang. We got close, man. I feel like we're just right on the brink of being able to survive here, but just not enough. Oh, wait, I'm being revived. This is not good. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm not ready for this floor. If you guys have other setups I can try, I'll give them a go, but I think the conclusion here is I'm just not ready for this floor yet because this boss fight is just too much for me. So I'm going to have to get carried in the boss fight in order to participate in it, and that would just seem like maybe messed up. So maybe I look into getting some new gear and doing a class change or something. I don't know. Let me know your opinions in the comments. And maybe next episode I'll look into trying some of them out. Alright guys, so that did not go too well. But hopefully we can turn the luck around for the end of this episode. We are, of course, going to be doing our episodic dragon to end the video off. But now today, I am going to be trying out placing 3 eyes instead of the typical 4. So we'll see if this goes well for me, or if it doesn't go so well for me. But since I am going to only be placing 3 instead of 4, I need to make sure I do a proper amount of damage and don't try and go for crystal frags like I have in the past couple of dragon fights. But yeah, I mean, I guess if it goes horribly, we at least know for future dragon fights that this strat is not going to work. Or that if I want it to work, I have to figure out a way to just do more damage. Oh, dude, some guy just sniped the last 2 eye placements from the other person in our party. Jesus, he went to go get mana. Oh no. Wise dragon. Wait, this actually is not bad. This actually is not bad at all. I could use a wise piece. Of course, I finally placed 3 eyes and I get a dragon I could use a piece from. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I really need to sweat the damage here then. Oh my god, now I'm nervous, guys. Are you kidding me? I did not want to be nervous right now. I was like, you know, it'll most likely just not. Oh my god, people did so much damage. Guys, this is not good. Somebody did so much damage. This is not gonna go well, is it? This is not gonna go well for me, is it? I need to just go for— No! I didn't even get to sword! It never went into fireball! Oh my god, this probably went— What did I end up with? I still got a helmet out of that? Oh my god. You guys, I literally did 231k damage. Wait, actually, it was someone in the party who came in and did 11 mil. I honestly thought I should only be going in for the sword when it went into fireball. Like it did those regular stops. I didn't go in for the sword. Oh my god. Wait, actually though, placing 4 usually guarantees me a chestplate or leggings. So if I got a helmet out of this, maybe placing 3 is the way to go if I wanted to, start trying to get, the helmets and boots as opposed to just chest plates and leggings. Although this is honestly probably a really, really awful sample to use for any future comparisons, considering I, 1, did literally no damage because I never got to sort it, and 2, some guy at the last second placed 2 eyes and sniped it. And so our placement was 3 from me, 2 from another guy, 1 from some guy, and then 2 from another guy. So that's just all sorts of messed up. But hey, a wise dragon helmet, man. Honestly, this is like the first non-dupe dragon armor piece I've gotten in my last 10 drags, so I will 100% take it. But yeah, awesome. We did get to end the episode off on a little bit of a happier note. So yeah, thank you guys very, very much for watching today. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next episode, probably like 2 to 3 days from now. So yeah, see you guys then. Peace.